school teacher who decided to do this because a student had the audacity not to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Here it is.
To defend our country. If you are going to sit there on your butt don't shake your leg. When you do something, get up. I'll defend my country to the very end. Then go back to where you're from, Mexico or Guatemala, or you're born here. And you won't stand up for the flag.
Inappropriate, bigoted, all of that. Let's put up a screenshot that we have of this supposed educator. Now, this happened in the state of Florida, Manatee County, Florida. You saw the teacher berating a student for not standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance. It has now gone viral on social media. The teacher also suggested the student, who appears to be Latino, go back to where he came from. The county school district removed this teacher from the classroom on Wednesday. He was removed same day as the incident and was reassigned to a position where he no longer has contact with students. District spokesperson Michael Barber wrote in an email, the district's investigation is ongoing, according to Michael. The teacher appears to be Robert Reiber, a 61-year-old art teacher at the high school, according to a student familiar with the incident. The teacher was not immediately available for comment. In the county, students are required to stand unless they have something in writing from a parent or guardian asking to excuse them, Barber said. However, he said it does not excuse the teacher's behavior. Barber wrote, and I quote, the school district of Manatee County strongly condemns any language or behavior that degrades, humiliates, or insults any individuals, most especially the young people, families, and community we have the privilege of serving. Now, let me say this. Okay, obviously this was an insane way to handle a student not standing for the pledge. Do educators realize, people like him, this particular type of school teacher, do you realize that mandating someone to stand for a pledge of allegiance to anything, even if it is the flag, mandating them to do so is antithetical to the representation and expression of freedom? I don't think the kid needs a letter from a parent. The kid chooses not to stand and pledge allegiance. That allegiance is freely given or not. It can be expressed or not expressed. You can sit down, you can stand, whatever you choose to do. That's called freedom. But see, a lot of people who claim to be patriots are not ready for that kind of freedom. They believe freedom can only come in one particular way, the way they view it and nothing else. You see, freedom creates choice. Choice creates decisions. Decisions mean you may not agree with it, and that's okay. That's how it works. Freedom has that opportunity every day. All right, we're gonna continue to follow this story. I'm not sure why this teacher was still placed in another position, given the fact that he has shown himself to be bigoted. Why are taxpayers in Florida still having to foot the bill for this particular professional in education? I do not know. Ben, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, what you said is 100% correct, especially with why, because there's actually been Supreme Court case rulings about this before, about the free speech rights that students have, but unfortunately, in the United States, we have this popular idea that children are property and that they're the property of their parents. And then that sort of property relationship translated in the school environment, you basically have teachers that think the school is renting out children from their parents for a brief period of time. And they feel like they have complete control over their lives. But on top of that, we just need to acknowledge the fact that this is weird, right? Everything about this is weird, right? Most countries do not have children saying a pledge of allegiance because first and foremost, they're children. They can't pledge allegiance to anything. They can't really commit to what their favorite food is, okay? But literally, it is strange. It is this nationalist tendency that the United States have. And my opinion as a veteran is that it has an explicit purpose. The whole idea of fostering this kind of nationalism is to really just ramp up the United States imperialism in order to get children this nationalist mindset so that they're willing to like join the military and fight in wars and things like that. Because look, I joined the military when I was like 17 is when I signed that paperwork. 17, right? I was not even a grown adult. And then when I was in the military, I saw firsthand what we were actually doing around the world. And I changed my mind really quick on that whole patriotism thing. And that really, I think, is what these people are afraid of. And that's why they push this nationalism, because they don't want healthy skepticism of our policies abroad. What they want is just blind loyalty. And that's exactly what this teacher was trying to enforce.
Yeah, and when you love somebody truly, even if you love your country, you love it enough to critique it when necessary. That's called tough love. It's required sometimes. All right,